Welcome back. You with FBC Sports. New Zealand's sports sanctions against Fiji may soon be dropped. It's great news for Fiji athletes who faced restrictions and letdowns in the past. Foreign Minister Murray McCully has promised to ask for more leniency. Elena MacDonald has more.
It's long been held that politics and sports should never be mixed. That's exactly what happened in Fiji's case, and athletes have been turned away from competing in Australia and New Zealand since 2006. However, the latest announcement from New Zealand Foreign Minister Murray McCully leads us to believe things are about to change. He says there will be a more flexible approach to the sanctions, giving more room for exemptions. So is it good news for us?
Good news for players, they go across to Australia, New Zealand. We know that they're good sporting nations, competition there is tough, and they get good exposure when it comes to sporting teams from Australia, New Zealand.
What's left to be seen is how soon this will come into effect.
And the Minister for Foreign Affairs is still out, so when he comes back, we'll have better information as to when it is really.
Fiji Sevens rugby players missed out on IRB tournaments in Australia and New Zealand. So too did netball. So now, it's time for words to be put into action. Elena MacDonald, FBC Sports.
Yet another controversy in local sports, only days after the fiasco with the BOG. This time it's secondary schools rugby that has fallen victim to off-the-field action. As Akosita Tale finds out, Nasinu and Leilene Memorial will have to replay their Dean's quarter-final encounter.
With none of the teams able to score a try, the Leilene Nasinu game was one of the best and highlighted match played last week. It ended in a 3-all draw, but Leilene were declared winners as on the basis of scoring the first points. However, Nasinu protested against Leilene for fielding a player who breached the rules of competition.
One of our boys that we enrolled probably did not have the stated number of days to be enrolled in a particular school before a rugby match, the 70 days. But we have presented our case, as I've said, and that's the decision of the Fiji Secondary School Rugby, so we'll just have to go for a rematch.
Nasinu's secondary school is now crying foul and unhappy with the ruling.
We deserve to move up and play in the semi-final rather than playing a rematch, because this is unfair to my students.
According to the Fiji Secondary Schools Rugby Union rules, in case of a protest in the knockout stages, if the winning team is found at fault, they lose their spot. But Fiji Secondary School Rugby Union has allowed the rematch because Nasinu's protest letter was signed by the vice principal and not the principal, who is on annual leave and should have been the signatory. The Leilene Memorial School Nasinu rematch will be played at 2:50 p.m. on Saturday at Prince Charles Park in Nandi. Akosita Tale, FBC Sports.
On to the London Olympics, and Fijian weightlifter Maria Liku is targeting a top 8 finish in the 63 kg category. She'll be competing tomorrow morning and only recently changed the usual weight class from 58 kg. Also tomorrow, Atsa Robert Elder will compete in the men's individual event. Fiji judoka Josateki Naulu will also be in action, while Paula Elisa will compete in the men's 100-meter freestyle swimming heats. Meanwhile, organizers of the London Olympics have agreed to put more tickets on sale after they were criticized over the number of empty seats at the events.
He doesn't usually take the underground to work, but it was no ordinary day in the Downing Street office for David Cameron. Instead, he was riding the tube en route to the Olympic Park, like hundreds of thousands of others trying to get to the Games. Fears that London's transport system wouldn't be able to cope failed to materialise. But while there may have been empty seats on London's trains, it was empty seats inside the Olympic venues that was occupying the Prime Minister's mind.
Well, they are sorting it out now. They're giving away more seats. They're getting volunteers and some of the army soldiers that are helping out. They're going to be able to see more of the Games. They're going to sell more seats as well.
While the Games organisers struggle to diffuse the row, there's no denying that demand for tickets is extremely high. When we tried to book for the gymnastics, an event where there have been empty seats, we had no luck. And there is real frustration about the way the ticketing system is or isn't working.
It's very frustrating when you see some of the venues that you actually see it on television, a lot of blank areas that nobody's there.
There are so many people that have tried to get tickets and haven't, and it's just these people that haven't. There are so many spaces, especially in the gymnastics I saw, the men's gymnastics, it was so empty, and there are people that I know would love to be there.
And away from the ticketing controversy, a Swiss footballer found himself at the centre of a Twitter controversy. Michael Morganella kicked out of the competition for making comments considered racist about the South Korean team.
Looking at the medal tally, China maintains the lead with 9, followed by the USA with 5, and France has 3. And that was your sports for tonight.